Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be discussing my everyday carry for October 2017. So stick with me. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're going to be going over my everyday carry for October 2017. Every single person everywhere, all over the world, has an everyday carry of some type. Some are bigger, some are smaller than others. Some people keep them in their pockets, some people keep them in a bag, some people keep them in a pack or a purse. It all is very dependent on your area and your needs, meaning it's very dependent on your belief system, your needs, your wants, your income and budget, and most notably I would say your particular job. Now the easiest thing I'm going to do is we're going to take everything off and we're going to go through everything what I would call section by section and talk about things and why I have them and how I'm going to put them in my different EDC rotations, and then we'll go through and talk about what I'm choosing to carry this week. This is my newest everyday carry knife that can be coupled for different reasons if I find myself in a funky situation. This is the Bark River Survivor. This is the Bravo Survivor. This is an awesome blade, but this is a newer rendition that was made in CPM 3V. So this particular setup is brand new. Now for me, this is a special knife because it's my knife. So I wanted a really nice sheath for it, and we got in touch with Jenna Martin from Skin Bender Leatherworks, and she's out of Michigan. She does a lot of Dan Tope's work, and you will have seen her work actually on the Bulldog review that I did a while back. But she is also the talented wife of a very talented knife maker, Vehement Knives, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who go to Knife Ship Free and DLT Trading, you've seen his knives on there, and he makes some spectacularly wicked blades, and I can't wait to have a chance to get a hold of one of those. And you're going to be seeing a full test and review on this particular knife with the sheath system integrated into that. These are the 4 wallets that are the newest to the channel. Now this is a wallet by Travax. You guys have seen plenty of Travax wallets. You've seen the Contour, you've seen the Element, and a bunch of other ones, but this ends up being one of my favorites because I am learning to appreciate and love minimalist style carry. So this is the one with the armor plate on it. This does create an ability for your wallet to be RFID blocking, which is freaking awesome. This is a wallet by Grim Survival. You guys saw these at the Self-Reliance Expo. They sent me a wallet to actually check out. It has a bunch of different fish hooks and survival kit items on here. Then we have this leather wallet by a company called Popov Leather. It's P-O-P-O-V, Popov. And they make some really nice high quality leather. This stuff is some of the softest, nicest, most comfortable leather I've ever seen. And I'm gonna be checking this out because this is a nice card wallet, EDC wallet, but it has a good amount of space to hold quite a bit of stuff. And then we have my tried and true wallet by Offamere Leather. This is my favorite kind of envelope style. This is the Gun Deck wallet. I believe this is exclusively sold on Etsy, but I'll drop any links if I can find them. This is the wallet I tend to carry because I can carry pretty much as I want in here, and then I can also carry cash. These are some different items that are here. This is the new comb by Travax wallet. I'll link it in the video description. I'm going to be testing this. It's got some mustache and beard combs, got a bottle opener on it. Then we have some different cards from Grim Survival, and I'm going to be checking these out and trying them. I have taken a few of these out. But this is the fishing kit, we have the arrow kit, then we have their original tool card kit. This has some self-defense items on there. Then we have the Lost Hiker kit from Bronton. This is pretty freaking neat. It has some survival knowledge reference stuff. We have a signal mirror here. We also have a disc compass, a liquid filled disc compass, and we have a Fresnel lens. We have a prototype item from WAZOO Survival Gear. This is a 120 grit sharpening stone steel plate thing that you can use to kind of hone your edge in the field. The next section are accessories, and yes, even guys have accessories, whether it's a paracord bracelet, necklaces, watches, anything like that. Those are still considered accessories. So this is an interesting neck knife that I got from John Campbell. It's kind of cool. It's a different style blade. I actually don't remember what it's called, but it has a really cool tool that you can use to for doing some bushcrafting and some task work. Next, we've got my Casio G-Shock. This is the same G-Shock I've had for years, but I have a covert handcuff key right here on the watch slab, and then I have a liquid fill compass from WAZOO Survival Gear. Next, we have dog tags from Survival. These are tool cards. I have some arrows, frog gigs, some sporks, different survival tools that you can have on you in a wilderness survival situation, but they're around your neck. Now we have the bushcraft necklace. I love this thing to death. We have several of them. This one gives you an ability to be able to strike a fire anywhere, but it looks very inconspicuous and you don't even look like you're wearing anything other than a necklace accessory. In addition to that, this came from Battle Box Mission 32, which is the ABKT Push Dagger Blade. And I like this because it's really lightweight, it is really effective, but it really doesn't print at all if you're wearing it underneath your shirt. Now we move on to these. These are Paracord bracelets. These are some from Super SC Straps and WAZOO Survival Gear. This is the minimalist bracelet that has a fishing kit in it, but it also is a 10-piece survival kit worn on your bracelet. But if you want to kind of up the ante just a little bit, this is the Zombie Survival Bracelet by WAZOO Survival Gear. This is more substantial. It has a lot more survival kit items in it. It's like 14 to 16 pieces. And then we move up to basically the Cadillac, the full Monty. This is the EDC Prepper Bracelet by Super SC Straps. This thing has freaking everything. It's got 2 different buckles on it. It's got retro reflectors. It has freaking flashlights built into it. We have different compasses, Ranger bands. We have some V-strap cutters. We have handcuff keys, Kevlar thread, 550 fire cord, fishing kits, Ranger bands all over the place. It just depends on how crazy you feel like getting with bracelets like these. So we've got the Thor key, which has my keys on it, just the normal house keys. The only thing that's not on it now is the car key because my wife Jen has it right now. I'm not working currently. And then we have these items. So I found myself with a lighter. We have the Gerber Dime multi-tool. I have a small blade to cut stuff, and I've got a flashlight. For various reasons, whether it's self-defense or just being able to see where you're going in a very pitch-black situation, illumination is key. So there are a lot of really good options. This is just a very small select few representations of good illumination tools. We have the tip from Nightcore. I like this flashlight because it's really bright and it gives you a lot of different options, but it runs on what is called daily mode, which lasts for about 30 seconds and it'll automatically shut off, which is the mode this is in now. And then we have the H1R Nova by Olight, and I like this flashlight because it initially comes as a headlight configuration, so if you need it in a survival situation, you've got it. Next, for other people, if you want a bigger, more substantial flashlight, depending on your career field or your just plain needs and wants, you can rock this one. Now, this is the WowTac A1S. I like this Black Scout Survival version due to the fact that it has a really good self-defense option that you can put on it, but it also is very, very, very bright. This is only on medium, and it really, really jacks up. It's a very dependable light, but if these are still just too big for you, we have much, much smaller offerings that I think fit the bill really, really well. This is the Lumen Top AAA battery flashlight. It takes a single AAA battery flashlight, but I like it because of the tail cap, and we also have a really good pocket clip on there to keep it in your pocket. It does offer a lot of really good light. It gets really freaking bright, and it's been reliable. I've had this for over a year now, and I have tested it, used it nonstop, and it's never failed me. But for those who want to keep illumination on their keys like I do as well, they have these. This is the Photon. This is the original American-made version of these keychain lights. These are not those cheap Chinese ones. This is the original, much, much brighter, but they have survival functions in there. There are multiple modes like SOS and other different beam modes that are really freaking awesome that allow you to use this in an emergency if you need to for visual signaling. Then last but not least, if you just need a light to see the key in your home to unlock your car keys or whatever, your house key, they have the True Utility Nano Light. If illumination is not your biggest worry or concern, you just want something small so you could see that's not your cell phone light, this thing I think would work the best due to the fact that it's just so freaking small. This is self-defense, and this is a very subjective category, but these are just a few different representations. So like this is a bottle opener that is designed to clip onto your belt, but obviously as you can tell, if you needed this in a self-defense situation, you could use it. This is a Kubotan. They come in every different flavor, size, and shape. They come from polymer plastics all the way to aluminum. They are unsharpened small sticks essentially that are designed to basically puncture and hit pressure points and do non-lethal damage. In very similarly fashion, they have tactical pins. They perform a very similar function to Kubotans, but they are true blue writing implements, and they also have another function of being an emergency glass breaker. Also personal stun guns. Now keep in mind, with something like a stun gun, stun guns are not a one fix. You don't go in the movies and they pass out and faint and they lose all muscle control. That shit does not work. 3 to 5 seconds to actually restrict and disable someone's motor skills and muscle control to actually drop the attacker who's trying to kill you. Next up, we have survival kit items and ignition. And to me, they kind of go hand in hand because typically if you're gonna actually work on having ignition, you probably have an EDC bag, a survival kit of some kind that you either keep in your pocket, your glove glove box or in a backpack that you bring with you every day. Now, as far as ignition goes, there are a lot of really good methods. There are things like Zippo lighters, positronic lighters, Bic lighters. I would very highly suggest getting one of these minitronic lighters due to the fact that they are waterproof. Now, they are not windproof, but they take care of one of the critical elements that affect negatively your ability to start a fire. This is the Titan light. This is a very similar to a peanut lighter, but it's much higher capacity. This holds the amount of fuel of like 2 or 3 normal Zippo lighters, which is absolutely staggering. It's amazing how much fuel this thing holds, and I really like this lighter because they solved the big problem. Is they decided to put O-rings on this bad boy, so you can hold a tremendously large amount of fuel in a small space. So in a survival situation, you have a reliable lighter that you can use on you. For a very similar amount of money, if you want to jump into something like this, this is probably my favorite short-term option. This is the Plasmatic X lighter. This thing is fully waterproof and windproof because it uses the plasmatic technology, so the wind does not affect its ability to light a fire. So if you need to get a fire started, this thing is going to work no matter what. However, you're only going to get about 100 lights with these, so if you're going to be using this, I would definitely make sure that you're charging it up. Then we have a peanut lighter, very similar to the Titan light, but it is what it is. Next, we've got my Nano Striker XL, which is my ferro rod. I like this because it keeps it in a waterproof capsule, but it allows you to have a mini ferro rod that I can stick in my pocket. I carry this with me a lot. Then we have the Nano Spark. I love this thing to death because it is a spark wheel. It's just a new take on the old technology. I have a review of this video, but I like it because someone actually decided to allow you to take tinder and be able to put it inside the actual fire starting mechanism. This is a kit you can build. Like, you put different knives, whatever you own. I know a lot of people own knives, multi-tools, water filters, but this is something I keep in my glove box. This is an oh crap, I'm in a super serious emergency, I don't have my bug out bag, maybe I'm out to dinner, or I'm at a movie, or I'm on a date with my family, maybe I'm grocery shopping, so I'm gonna take my bug out bag and put it by the front door, but maybe along the way something weird happens, I don't know. So I might need a survival kit. So having this in my glove box, it fits in there perfectly, and it works really, really well. And developed this little bad boy. And this is just a modification to a micro survival kit from Go Prepared Survival. They currently don't have the micro survival kits anymore. There is a link to it technically still. But what I did is took the micro survival kit and I added the Nano Spark Wheel by Exotac, added some Kevlar thread, and I added the photon flashlight. But other than that, it had a full gambit of items, and if you want to see the list of items, you can definitely, like I said, check out my 206-piece survival kit, because I actually have another micro survival kit in here, so if you want to check that out. And I do have the individual components you can decide to buy and put together yourself if you want to build a kit like this. And then the last section are my knives. Well, my love for knives runs really deep. I do carry a fixed blade, and I have actually carried the Essie Hungerless just for giggles a couple times, and I got one about 3 months ago, and I love that thing to death for as big of a blade as it is, but I don't carry it very often, so it's not gonna make it in this because I kind of just carried it for giggles, and honestly, surprisingly enough, it was pretty comfortable. But most often I find myself, if I carry a fixed blade, it's either the Bulldog from Taupe Knives, which is rocking this really nice leather sheath. It is rocking CPM 3V. I fully tested this thing and it still has the same original edge and bevel on it, and it's super sharp still. But then we got a really cool knife from Kaiser. This is the Super Bad, which is a Mikkel Williamson collaboration, and it's the drop point variant. But I like this knife because if I decide to carry a thinly profiled, durable fixed blade, I wanted to make sure I had something that was gonna be useful and multifaceted. And the way they designed this knife with the thumb ramp on it and the way you can choke up on it very comfortably for jimping, they designed this tool for a gambit of different outdoor uses and EDC tasks. And I'm just really appreciative of the fact that I got a chance to check this knife out, because you get a nice 4.5-inch blade, but you also get a very thin profiled knife that isn't too heavy. Moving on down the road, and we're just gonna skim over everything pretty quickly, is we've got my CTS XHP Large Espada by Cold Steel. I love this blade. It is always a conversation piece because people are so fascinated by this. Sometimes I like to be a little minimalist, so I have my Victorinox Farmer. I still get a good size 2.5-inch blade, but I also get some really good useful tools, and I keep myself in a small fashion. I don't consider these a multi-tool because I don't consider a multi-tool unless it's got pliers or scissors of some type, and that has neither. Now we have my Cold Steel 4MAX. You guys know this is my kind of holy grail, baby. This is rocking CPM 20CV. It is a big old tank of a knife. Basically, if I have to have a folder on me and I needed something for a survival situation, this is one of only 2 folding knives on the planet that I would keep on me in a survival situation. Now we move on to something brand new. This is a new company called Best Tech Knives. They are on Blade HQ. I can't wait for them to actually hop on Amazon, but they approached me. They're a Chinese company, but they make some really nice light duty, kind of elegant looking blades. A few things that kind of strike me right off the bat is they do carry deep carry pocket clips. They are centered, and they are using really nice steels like D2 S35VN. This is one of my favorites from their line so far. This is the Scimitar. This is a really nice blade. All of them came to really solidly sharp, but they are rocking liner lock, so keep in mind these are going to be light duty blades. Then moving up, we have one of my favorite budget friendly blades is the Tough and Light. And like I said in a video previously, I had no respect for this knife for a long time. I thought it was goofy, stupid, gimmicky, retarded. I didn't like it. I thought it was an ugly step cousin. It kind of looked like a pug. I wasn't very interested in it, but I decided to keep an open mind because people wouldn't shut up about this and another knife. So I decided to pick it up, and I got it in hand. Whew! I fell in love with this thing, and I was completely blown away by how useful and awesome this little knife is for it being a $30 knife. And that kind of segue over to the new Con. Has a very similar profile. I wasn't completely taken with the aesthetics, but its usefulness and its durability has really shown itself to be a really good quality budget $30, $40 knife to cut. This is the Tough. They're using some Sandvik steels that you would find in Moras, but these are some really cool designs. They have some good ergonomics, and they also have deep carry pocket clips that aren't too obtrusive or long, and they have really good feeling ergonomics. All the blades come sharp, they're really smooth, very well made, no blade play, and they all come centered. And I'm extremely happy about these 2 newest renditions. This one is called the Tiburon. This is a newer knife. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. I just like the overall aesthetics and the size of it. It has a really good, comfortable feel. And I like this one because I like big, long blades. And this is a full-size 4-inch blade, but it gives me something that a lot of people enjoy, very thin profile. I like thin profile knives sometimes, especially for EDC, because we don't need to carry around a big tank all the time. I do enjoy carrying it. I do carry this a lot, but I'm also saying that I do appreciate the other facet of knives and more of an elegant slicer. This is more of a sharpened pry bar that'll beat someone's face in. I do like Kaiser knives. They are a Chinese company, just like you would find Riate, Wee knives, everything like that, but they're producing really nice high-end knives. They're using sculpted titanium, really advanced techniques, really smooth bearing systems, and really nicely heat-treated and ground S35VN. And to get knives like this that are made in the USA, you'd probably be looking at between $380 to $500. And the fact about these, they are a little more pricey, but you can get these for like 200 bucks. And for a lot of people, that's still way out of the price range, but keep in mind for these ultra premium materials, you won't find them cheaper than that. And that's what I kind of like. This is a Matt Diskin design, and I like Matt Diskin's work. He has some pretty interesting designs, but he's really big on cool ergonomics and hardware. And this is the Toro, which is a Kaiser Matt Diskin collaboration, and I really dig this knife. It's a super good slicer. It's rocking a double detent system, which kind of helps keep the knife in place. They owned the hardware. All the hardware on here is kind of overdone on purpose, and I really like the fact that I kind of just ran with it. Instead of hiding the hardware and kind of keeping it subdued, they just ran with that industrial vibe, and I kind of dig it a lot. This is the Double Lock Karambit by BattleTac, which is a BattleBox company. This was designed by Daniel Dabbs. I'm not sure on the maker, but this is rocking D2 tool steel, G10, a really nice pocket clip, and has steel liners. This is a really good performing karambit. I typically do not like karambits. I want to make that very clear. But this knife passed my gamut of testing in the ergo's comfortability, the price point, and its overall functionality. And I can say as an EDC tool, a potential hunting tool, and also a self-defense weapon, it would perform beautifully. However, that just about does it for all my EDC different items and all the different subject matters. And if you have any questions about anything, like I said, drop down in the comment section and give me your thoughts and opinions on my EDC and different things that I kind of showed off and things that I'll be rotating. However, that just about does it for now. And if you enjoyed this video and the talking points, simply throw this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about does it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.